Hello again, I'm Dennis Pantastico from the USAID-API, your host for this video. This is the third out of 4 audiovisual presentations that were created by the Philippine Bureau of Customs through the support of the USAID ASEAN Policy Implementation Project. If you haven't seen the other AVPs, you may still watch them by scanning the QR codes shown on the screen. For this video, we will be joined by 2 important guests to give us a greater understanding of what exactly the National Single Window is and how, in collaboration with the ASEAN Single Window Regional Platform, it enhances and streamlines your trading operations within the ASEAN region as well as throughout the world. Our first guest is Mr. Alvin Hojena from the Philippine Bureau of Customs, who will give us a complete overview of these exciting new opportunities that await for Philippine traders through the Philippine NSW. Thank you for joining us, Alvin.
Thank you for having me, Dennis. Happy to be here. And yes, I agree these are exciting and more promising times indeed for Philippine traders. Simply put, the Philippine NSW will make trade between ASEAN countries easier, faster, and more transparent. In December 2020, the Bureau of Customs, together with the Department of Finance of the Philippines, started working with the USAID ASEAN Policy Implementation Project for the Philippine NSW to eventually exchange the ASEAN Customs Declaration document, also known as the ACDD. More recently, in 2022, the Philippine Bureau of Customs collaborated with the United Nations Economic and Social Commission for Asia and the Pacific, or UNESCA, in convening the very first NSW Summit in the Philippines, which explored new ways to advance the NSW for simplified, harmonized, and automated trade procedures. The Philippines was fortunate to meet with representatives from the Republic of Korea, Australia, Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore, and Thailand. Everyone freely shared their experiences in implementing their own single window systems. We all agreed that several important factors for NSW's advancement were quite urgent. These include trade facilitation measures, adoption of onboarding methodologies, cross-border e-commerce, paperless trade, and emerging technologies. But what does a single window really mean? Is it just a mere automation initiative? And how can it help in promoting trade facilitation? The UNECE defines single windows as government-driven platforms that facilitate the submission of legally required information that is shared between economic operators and government authorities. It is a single entry point for data. Traditionally, in cross-border trade, different government departments and agencies manage different areas of regulation. These agencies include customs, plant and animal quarantine agencies, sanitary and phytosanitary inspection agencies, food safety agencies, border police, and transport departments. Most common models for a single window includes automated information transaction systems, port community system single window, cargo community system, and the cross-border regulatory single window is the most popular model because it deals with the regulatory aspects of cross-border flows of traded goods, cargo, transport equipment, and means of transport and crew. When we say single window, does this mean one system only? Shouldn't there be just one single window? If multiple single window solutions were to emerge for any reasons for different sectors, say for the maritime, agriculture, trade, transport, or customs, in support of international trade, how would these single windows interact with each other? The lack of information sharing among government agencies has led to an undesirable situation for the trader. The trader has to provide the same information to different government agencies. Consequently, multiple inspections are carried out by these agencies at various points in time. Because of this, government agencies and cargo communities have evolved from a standalone system into extensive interlinkages, sharing information and facilitating trade. Would purpose-built standalone systems that have been running for years, for example, for import licensing and verification, survive the development of a single window? Or should all such systems be retired when a single window emerges? How does one draw the boundaries of coverage between single window systems and the existing standalone systems? The answers to these questions can best be addressed by each governing country, as the single window concept follows a no one-size-fits-all concept. For instance, the Philippines initiated its routing platform, which can now provide an interface between the ACDD operations portal and the ASW gateway. The interface between the API routing platform with TradeNet, on the other hand, could also process and transmit electronic messages with ASEAN member states. Again, whatever model a single window is, its guiding principles to empowering its traders and their governments with easier and verified transactions through the use of technology should always be put into primary consideration. As the pace of technological growth heats up, so must efforts to seamlessly integrate it into the development of the NSW. Now back to you, Dennis.
Thank you for that, Alvin. And now, introducing our next guest, Attorney Catherine Lopez, Program Management Supervising Officer from the Department of Finance, who will give us a big picture view of Philippine NSW, including its history and growth.
Thank you, Dennis. Well, as Alvin mentioned, the single window is implemented based on the needs and capability of a specific country. In the Philippines, the single window was created by Executive Order No. 482 in 2005. The Philippine Department of Finance heads the NSW Steering Committee, tasked with the collaboration and coordination of the trade regulatory government agencies onboarded on the NSW platform known as TradeNet. Today, the NSW facilitates a unified submission of data and information for these TRGAs that is synchronously processed on TradeNet. This means it is always automatically updated and validated. In short, the NSW provides effective and efficient implementation of simplified, harmonized, and automated trade procedures. As the regional trade facilitation platform, the ASW governs and tracks the larger trade picture for all participating ASEAN member states, each of which operates their own respective NSW. Of course, this includes the Philippines. Like our neighbors, we integrate our NSW with the ASW to expedite clearances and hasten ASEAN economic integration. The whole process is basically a seamless and transparent electronic exchange of trade documents that enjoys a higher degree of accuracy and verification. The first obvious target market for the NSW is, of course, our traders and businessmen who will save time and money for their trade transactions within ASEAN. They now enter a new era of seamless and transparent trade within the region. Then, of course, there is the BOC and its partner TRGAs who will now enjoy a much greater measure of productivity and higher standards of service. Ultimately, though, ordinary taxpayers will get more for their taxes. They will finally get world-class commercial government services at a time they increasingly expected. The clamor for the higher caliber of government service has been unmistakable over the years, and today, the BOC and its TRGAs delivers on that commitment. The BOC implements the NSW together with the TRGAs as key partner agencies. As of last count, there are 86 TRGAs enlisted on this mission. Regulatory TRGAs process and issue the necessary import or export permits, licenses, certifications, and accreditations prior to any export or import transaction. Monitoring and oversight TRGAs use trade data to produce reports, identify trends, generate profiles, and analysis for related government purposes. Ecozone and Free Port Zone TRGAs govern the special economic zones, free trade zones, and free ports in the Philippines. Policy TRGAs provide advisory, legal, and technical inputs for continued implementation of both the NSW and ASW. The NSW and the ASW clearly represent progress. By using the best technological and policy advancements, we are facilitating trade and economic development in unprecedented ways. Both business and government are now expected to be better informed and savvy, to run faster, leaner, and more efficiently than ever. It may seem to be a tall order for some, but the BOC is more than determined to fulfill it.
All right, and thank you, Catherine. Once again, this has been a deeper and more thorough journey into the origins and value that the Philippine NSW will bring to users, agencies, and the general public. We have learned that the NSW is the product of key collaborations between USAID API, the BOC, the DOF, and associated TRGAs. The end goal is to continuously facilitate for the benefits of traders and taxpayers. This NSW 101 video marks the latest developments of the Philippine National Single Window as it now functions on TradeNet. Further developments and innovations will surely follow because business never sleeps, and frankly, neither does the Bureau of Customs. As the NSW works closer together with the ASW, we can truly operate on a 24-hour schedule. For the latest news and updates on this exciting new frontier of trade and commerce, please follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. Reach out to us anytime. We will always be ready to respond.